Hello and happy Friday Eve from Radically Rational and radicallyrational.com. Okay, the midterm November 8th elections are only less than 5 weeks away. And what is going to be the determining factor here? Does OPEC hold all the cards, or will next month prove to be Roevember? This is going to get really interesting. Okay, back in the 80s, I had the opportunity to interview Herschel Walker probably 24 times. And yes, he was eccentric then, but he wasn't stone effing crazy at that point. And I'll pose this question. Are we now at a point politically where nothing is disqualifying? Where there's nothing you can do or say that makes people go, you're just going to have to eat your lunch all by yourself and get out of here? Is this the absolute extension of Trumpism at this point and the pinnacle of Trumpism, where we will accept anything as long as it comes from our tribal direction? That's not good. And by the way, just think about this. If the FBI had not seized those documents at Mar-a-Lago, we would never have known that Trump resigned from the Screen Actors Guild. Okay, so the Astros finished the regular season with 106 wins. And now that means absolutely nothing. And that's kind of scary for Astros fans for sure. So the new 12-team postseason format in Major League Baseball begins tomorrow. And if you play this out, if it goes as far as it can go, we would not crown a World Series champion until November 5th. And if you think that would be the latest ever, you are correct. What's going on with the SMU football program? You can't go from pretty good to really bad that quickly unless you've sprung a leak somewhere. Not that it's breaking my heart. I don't understand Matt Ryan's sluggish performance with the Colts. So all the quarterback mysteries and people who are coming up a little short right now, and you can't really quite figure out what's wrong, he would top my list there for sure. All right, so that clown with the pink smoke who ran out on the field Monday night in San Francisco and got clocked by Bobby Wagner has now filed suit against Bobby Wagner. Baker Mayfield says that criticism of him for the Panthers' 1-3 start is, quote, completely fair. And I completely agree. He has been awful. The Saints have a really good roster, but their season is teetering on the brink. They better win this week against the Seahawks, or that could all be over as early as week 5. Really wonderful to see Washington Commanders running back Brian Robinson back on the practice field yesterday, just 5 weeks after he was shot while he was going to dinner. That's a very inspiring story. Saddened to learn of the passing of former Bears GM Jerry Vanisi. His epitaph could read, I built the '85 Bears. That's quite a distinction. NFL quarterback Blake Bortles says he is quietly retired. Quietly retired, which is pretty much the way he played too. Cole Beasley has retired. Look, let me say this up front. I admire his toughness, and I understand his background. That's a guy that had to fight for everything since he was in junior high. But he had started to come off like a really cranky, bitter old man. Certainly I can identify with that. Every team handles these London boondoggles differently in the NFL. Some teams spend the whole week in London, others fly over late. The Packers are going over late, and Aaron Rodgers is upset because he wanted to soak in a little culture and have a Guinness or two. And I'm going to surprise you. I am completely on Aaron Rodgers' side on this one. If I had to vote on an NFL MVP after just 4 weeks of play right now, I would vote for Jalen Hurts. All right, so LeBron says he wants an NBA franchise in Las Vegas. So Adam Silver, you better get busy and do what your boss says. Have a great Thursday. We are Radically Rational.